Did not see that coming. Hey everyone, Templar74 here with another Yu-Gi-Oh video, and today's Yu-Gi-Oh video is going to be my thoughts on the latest episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush, episode 51, the season finale. And I gotta be honest with you guys, this episode, the conclusion between Udius and Zuichio, I did not see half the stuff that happened in this episode coming. It was a pretty wild ride, not gonna lie. The ending was a little bit cliche, but hey, who knows? Maybe I'm in the minority on this opinion. But at risk of further rambling, we'll talk about this soon enough. So let's move on to the actual episode. So the episode continues between the pair down duel of Zuichio and that guy versus Yuumu Yuhi on one side against Yuga. And then we have Zuichio versus Udius. And we end up getting a draw pretty quick between Yuga and Yuhi and Yuumu. Even with Yuhi and Yuumu's fusion monster of their two aces here, they end up drawing with Yuga, which actually came down to if Yuhi's monster was one level higher, Yuga would have won. But they draw. So that episode, or that part of the episode ends really quickly, that duel. Then the main focus becomes Zuichio versus Udius, and this part takes up the majority of the rest of the episode. And it's actually pretty close. It's a nail-biter the whole way, to be honest with you. Udius ends up one-upping Zuichio by equipping his Galactia Oblivion with 3 equipped magics compared to Zuichio's 2. We end up learning through Zuichio that he's already died once and he's come back to life, and he was revived through the relic. And we learned that everyone and everything in the Velgear star cluster was created by this cloaked figure that's calling himself the Creator. He looks kind of like Otis, but he has the voice of the Goha Corporation drone that was in Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's, the big bad drone there that was basically kind of standing in for the Goha presidential siblings. Yeah, so we don't really get much of an introduction into him or what it's really his angle here. He just basically goes on the trip that he has created the Velgarians and their whole star cluster, and basically have their cannon fodder to keep fighting and to revive and fight and revive and fight and revive and fight and die and revive, etc., etc., etc. And this revelation that comes to Zuichio, he now knows what he has to do. And he has to use the power of the Earth Dammer to conquer Earth to be able to give the Velgarians their own identity, so that they aren't just these mindless drones and that they actually have life. And Udius won't stand for this. He's like, then what's the point in that? And pretty much the entire population agrees with Udius, and Udius ends up winning the rush duel, but not before Zuichio tries to one-up him, and basically it ends up in the most cliche way possible. Udius basically ends the duel by telling Zuichio that he was in love with him. Yeah, I'm going to avoid this argument like the plague, and I'm just going to say right now this was a cliche way of ending it, to be honest with you. And so after this, Udius and Zuichio end up going off, trying to find answers, trying to find the Velgarian way, and they basically end up leaving Earth in the hands of the Lug and Yuga, as far as Mutsuba Town anyway. And Yuhi and Yuumu are pretty much left to the UTS gang and Manabu. And so, yeah, Udius vows to return, but takes off with Zuichio on this cosmic mission. And that's pretty much where the episode leaves off. Like I said, super Reader's Digest version of this episode. Like I said, I really didn't have a problem with it. The soundtrack was pretty good. The revelation was pretty good. Pretty dark, to be honest with you. It's just I wasn't a big fan on how the whole galactic conflict ended. I think it's cliche. But again, maybe I'm in the minority on that. Overall, though, the episode was all right. It did really well right up there until the end, and then it kind of fell off a cliff, to be honest with you, in my own opinion. So overall, I give the episode a 7 out of 10, and I would rank it higher, except that Zuigio being such a bad-ass villain and being so awesome throughout this whole thing, and this is how the big climactic battle ends with him, I didn't dig it. I'll be honest with you. That's my brute, honest opinion about it. But, again, maybe I'm in the minority on that. So, anyway, those are just my thoughts, and as always, I want to hear yours. So, in the comments section down below, let me know what your guys' thoughts were about this week's episode. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was just there? What are your thoughts? Just let me know in the comments section down below, because as always, I enjoy hearing from you. All right, everyone, as always, Templar74 signing off. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll talk to you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.